Hello everyone. Sorry it took me so long to upload a post-game review between the Edmonton Oil Kings and the Medicine Hat Tigers. You know how it is, Saturday, and I've been busy today, so I'm uploading it now. For those of you who watched the first video, I appreciate that. To my subscribers, thank you for joining the channel. I hope you like this video better or as much as the first video. Now, I'm a guy who tends to lose my train of thought, so I made a little bit of an agenda as to what I would like to discuss in this video. So the first thing I want to discuss is I want to point out my overall thoughts of the game. I watched the game between the Edmonton Oil Kings and the Medicine Hat Tigers last night in Medicine Hat. I watched it on the app called Victory Plus, which is a free app, by the way, offered by the Western Hockey League. For those of you who don't know what Victory Plus is, free streaming service. Now, when I watch the game as a whole, I thought we played pretty good, to be honest. I thought, for the most part, we carried the flow of the game. We definitely were the better team in certain aspects of the game, but again, a consistent theme that I'm noticing with the team is the turnovers. We tend to make too many passes in our defensive zone, and it gets turned over. And at the end of the day, it results in offensive zone time for the opponent. So that's one area I noticed a lot in the game that we did in a defensive zone. Offensively, I thought we were okay. We probably could have taken a little bit more opportunities on the net. I thought we could have, carried the play a little bit more in their offensive zone. It seemed when I was watching the game, I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but this is just my opinion on the game. So you could take it how it is. I noticed a lot of the time that our players were not, communicating on the ice a lot. But, at the end of the day, I thought, as a whole, we definitely outplayed Medicine Hat. Hence why we went up 1-0. They tied it. We were up 2-1. They tied it. We were up 3-2. They tied it again, and then we ended up winning it in the shootout. Now, the one thing I noticed that we were okay on was the power play. We generated a lot of zone time on the power play. We generated some momentum on the power play. We didn't score probably as often as we wanted to on the power play, but at the end of the day, it generated some momentum for us. The penalty kill has and always will continue to be good this year. I believe we were almost perfect last night. I think Medicine Hat did get one on the power play, but at the end of the day, our penalty kill still ranks up near the top of the league. So the penalty kill, was phenomenal. Now, there's a few players that I would like to point out as a whole. Now, the first guy on my list is Ethan Simcoe. Simcoe was absolutely fantastic. He made some key saves, some good quality saves. Whenever Medicine Hat tried to get some momentum back from our players, I thought Simcoe made the saves that he needed to make in order to prevent that from happening. He's been consistent this year. I mean, Simcoe has been a wall. Really, both goaltenders have been a wall for us, but Simcoe last night was especially good. In the shootout, I thought Medicine Hat had some good quality shooters, definitely, on their roster that went into the shootout. And Simcoe made the Medicine Hat Tigers come to him in the shootout rather than, making the first move, making a mistake, opening up, maybe the 5-hole, the blocker and letting Medicine Hat find that and able to score. He didn't do that. Simcoe was patient. He made the correct reads on the shootouts. And, really just throughout the whole game, he made some difficult saves. So, personally, I want to give a shout out to Ethan Simcoe. Well done. Excellent game again. He's always been consistent. And I look forward to him continuing to be consistent this season and growing and, maybe perhaps being the best goaltender in the league. He's definitely up there right now, and could be in the conversation for being one of the best goaltenders in the league. So kudos to you, Simcoe. Well done. The next player on my list is Paul Anderson. What can I say? The kid's been great. He's a rookie this year. He made a heck of a move in the shootout. For those of you who didn't watch it, I encourage you to go over to Edmonton Oil Kings app to watch the highlights of the game, or the Western Hockey League website, or Victory Plus might even have the replay on there. But the shootout ended up going 6 rounds, and Anderson made a fantastic move to beat Switzer to give the Oil Kings the extra point in the shootout. So incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now, I want to tip my hat off to the coaching staff. Honestly, as a fan, I didn't think that they were going to choose Paul Anderson in the shootout. I thought they would go with someone like maybe a Landon Hansen, who's had Medicine Hat's number, or maybe a Joe Aginla, or somebody of that nature. I had no idea that Jason Smith was going to choose Paul Anderson, but hey, you know what? It was a good pick. Excellent choice. Medicine Hat probably didn't expect it either. They were probably expecting what I thought as a fan, maybe a Landon Hansen or a Joe Aginla, and then Jason Smith puts Paul Anderson on the ice, the rookie, first ever shootout opportunity for him, and what does he do? Goes down and scores a big goal, gets the Oil Kings the lead in the shootout, and then Simcoe closes the door, and the Oil Kings skate out of there with the big 2 points and now have won 5 consecutive games for the first time this season. So all around, from the coaching decision, Paul Anderson's move, the play of Simcoe, absolutely incredible the way the team played last night. And I look forward to how the rest of this 8-game road trip goes. That's a good way to start the 8-game road trip. Get the first win out of the way, relax a little bit, come back home for a few days, and head off to play 6 of their final 7 road games on this trip in BC. It will start against the Kamloops Blazers on Tuesday, November 11th at 3 p.m. puck drop. Now, the last player I want to point out is Landon Hansen. Wow, what can I say? The last 2 seasons, since I've really started to follow the team and become more interested in the Oil Kings, he's been fun to watch. Whenever Oil Kings play Medicine Hat, Landon Hansen always seems to be fired up. He always seems to get that little bit of extra energy, that extra little kick against them. And he scored a huge goal last night. I mean, it was incredible. What a great goal. What a great shot. I mean, the puck had eyes on it. Great communication. You know what? Landon Hansen is going to be a player that's going to be missed once he ages out in the league. I believe he's 19 years old this year, so I think he's got maybe 1 season left with the Oil Kings. But you know what? He's a great leader. He's demonstrating leadership. He gets the team fired up every time he scores a goal. So it was just an incredible goal. What a shot right in the top corner of the net. So again, kudos to Landon Hansen. Kudos to that goal. It really set up Edmonton to be put in a position to take the 2 points. Medicine Hat unfortunately did tie it with the last 42 seconds left in the game. But again, the shootout, Paul Anderson, fantastic. Now, I know this video is a little bit shorter than the first video I made in the pregame discussion between the Oil Kings and the Tigers. This one's a little bit shorter, but after watching the game, there's nothing really I can put my 2 cents in on, other than the fact that these are the 3 players I wanted to point out. I wanted to point out the overall effort of the team. Great way to kick off an 8-game road trip. And, the fans, I'm sure, are absolutely impressed as to the way this team has been so consistent this year. It's nice to wake up in the morning, look at the standings, and see the Oil Kings in first place, not only in their division, but in the Eastern Conference, and look up and see that they are now 7 points clear of Medicine Hat. But at the end of the day, the most important stat is that we have the tiebreaker on Medicine Hat. We've won 2 out of the 3 games this year. We have 5 games to go against that team this year. So it's going to be a great rest of the season series. So thank you all for watching this video. Sorry if it was a little short. I'm sorry if my comments seem a little vague, but again, at the end of the day, this is just what I thought, my 2 cents on the team. I'm going to be posting probably every game day a pre-game video and a post-game video that will probably be after the game or the next day. I'm going to try and go on YouTube Live, but I might just wait for a little bit more subscribers before that happens. I want to try and maybe start a contest or so here once I get more views and subscribers to the channel. So again, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.